But for me, it does seem like, you mentioned maybe our more recent ancestors ate a very balanced diet and they weren't overweight and didn't have diabetes. Um, but once people get screwed up, now that like most of us are kind of metabolically screwed up to some extent, our metabolic rates are lower, our body temperature is lower. If you've already gotten screwed up, or especially if you've already been really overweight and you've tried, not even just being overweight, but then you've tried dieting. And so you have a history of dieting. So you've really screwed your metabolism up even further. And you might be pre diabetic or perhaps have type 2 diabetes. Then from then, it's like since the body craves homeostasis so much, if we're already healthy, it's really easy to stay healthy. If we're already lean, it's really easy to stay lean. But if we're really, really screwed up, for lack of a better word, no scientific term, we're just screwed up, then maybe perhaps something that is extreme is actually what is needed to move the needle. And then once we have a new a new, like, not even just like a body fat set point, but like a health and metabolism set point, then it's much easier to maintain homeostasis there, and we bring in a much more balanced diet.
Yeah, I like the idea. And I think what I would say is if we took that person, right, um, we've taken that person, if we were to pluck them out of their current environment, which is probably not a good one, all of their history, but also the current amount of stress, the lack of sunlight and artificial lighting, the probably nutrient poor diet, probably not enough movement, not great social interaction, just someone who's in a, that sort of state. If we plucked them out and put them into a really good environment that provided all those things and provided all the macronutrients, I think that that's the best way to get them back to better health. And so I think there's a place for that. But I do still think if someone was able, if we were able to pluck them out and put them in a really good situation, that would be better. And I think my default route is to encourage people to move in that direction, right? At least along the way, let's also recognize, like, how are our sleep habits? How often are we moving? How's our stress? Like, let's work on all of the aspects of our health